Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Such a pleasure to see you all again, and welcome back to the Renewalism Show. The Renewalism Show, which is now in its 23rd episode, has been bringing guests every day, somebody really exciting, really interesting, to discuss the concept of renewalism and its various uh, depths of habits. Now, what is renewalism for those of you who are joining in today? Renewalism arises from this book called Renewal, and it aims to be a movement in which you have a very important role to play. Now, Renewal, the book, is a transmission that I received from an energy form I call Guru Pranachandra, who is actually delivering a talk through this book. Very interestingly, it's got a fiction track on the side. And through this talk, he has outlined 30 habits, which are exactly how many we are away. I mean, just implementing those 30 habits is all it takes to renew our current state of the planet. It talks about renewalism at oneself level, at a level of our interrelationships with the others and with the planet itself, and what we can do by way of our habits to renew the world that we have created, the man made systems that we have got trapped by. So, just talking to guests about various facets, various habits of renewal makes it easy for you and me to sort of relate to how to bring these habits into our daily lives. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of speaking with an energy master because everything is energy and everything moves around with energy. And she gave us some very practical tips on how to connect with our own selves, about our self talk, and how to empower ourselves and rebuild energy. Today, as I promised you yesterday, we have an equally interesting guest who's at the receiving end of energy and using that to empower herself for the last many, many years. Today, she is an instructor with the foundation run by the Mother Aurobindo Ashram, and works with people across the world on her program on pain and suffering. She's also an intense blogger, a doting mom as I've known for many years. And the habit that I want to discuss with her today is something which started our relationship off. You know, when I met Monica Gulati, she was just about cured of cancer, self cured, an incredible story we're going to hear about today. And then she was looking for a routine that would set her into an internal rhythm, which would be powerful and empowering. And she had come across something called Qigong. Now, I'm referring to the book Renewal. You can order your paperback on Amazon. Let me share with you the website you could go to. It's very simple, renewalism.com. And for those of you who are coming in late, that's renewal for you. You know, you've got it in a strip below. So one of the habits in this book is to share your Qigong routine with the community. Now, those of you who are wondering what the Qigong routine is, it's a great routine in empowering yourself. And Chi is life force energy, and you know how you use that life force energy is makes it way more powerful on curing oneself and healing oneself than just going to the gym or yoga or meditative practice, because it involves life force energy as well. So I'm going to start by bringing Monica Gulati here and checking with her how that worked for her, you know, because as a cancer victor, you can't be doing things that are very strenuous. So how did that work for her? And what I do know is that she took it to the community. How did that work for the community? And why is that important? So Monica, welcome to the show. We're bringing you on. Hi there. Good to see
Hi.
you.
Hi. Same here. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for being here. And the question of the day is, what did Qigong do for you, and why did you want to bring it to your community?
Yes. So when I got to know about Qigong, I had been doing yoga for many years, off and on, off and on. Like with children, it is not possible all the time. And I was also
Yeah.
looking for something which is renewing, which is rejuvenating, but not that strenuous for the body, because my nature, the body that I have, It's not a very athletic body, but it's an active body. So I wanted to keep it supple, and I also wanted to keep it energetic, strength and energetic. So when a friend told me about the workshop that you were holding on Qigong, it really excited me. So I read a little bit about it, not much, and it was kind of in faith that I moved, owing to the intuitions that maybe this is something which I would like to do. And I had heard about it a bit, that it involves slow movements and harnessing the energy, the life force. And when I started to do it through your workshops, I really found it that it was very stilling in nature. So uh, the body felt very calm, energetic at the same time. So there was a flexibility being granted to the body. There was a calmness, stillness coming to the body, and I enjoyed that actually. So when I used to do, when I used to do that in Palms, where I stay in Gurgaon, in the condominium, there people would find it very intriguing, this interesting postures and everything. So they would ask me, what is it that you are doing, and many friends also inquired. So that is why I thought, maybe why not ask if many people are interested, so hold a workshop in the community and bring it to the public as well. And that's how it kind of began, a community kind of a thing. Then we started to do it all together. That was really nice.
I know I saw that reported in the newspaper as well. That is so cool.
Yes, yes, yes.
But what I really like about a lot of the resident welfare associations that have adopted this together is
Hmm.
that it also changes the level of relationships between people, because there is this energetic exchange that you have. Did you come across anything of that sort?
Interestingly, yes, because usually when we are interacting, we are talking all the time. We are either gossiping or chatting or talking. So in Qigong, when we kind of did it together, it was like, very stilling. So we were in presence of each other. We understood each other more, accepted each other more, without being, the need, having the need to talk to each other or to chat or to discuss things with each other. So that
Well,
was very interesting. Yeah.
so thank you so much for that, because viewers, this is the kind of personal experiences that I've seen from many people, and I'm so
Mm.
glad that Monica's experienced that, and so is her community. But having Monica on the show, I really want to make use of this time in a lot of aspects of renewal, which she epitomizes. So Monica, jumping out of the book now and straight into your story,
Mhm.
how do you see this body mind spirit harmony arising, and how did you use that to get over your health issues?
So, uh, what, according to me, I think anything that happens to us in life is nothing but a signal uh, to go within and connect deeply. Because owing to the conditioning, owing to the lifestyles or the social systems that we are in nowadays, something, life moves at a very fast pace, and we forget that we are not this body, we are just not the mind. We have a body and we have a mind, but we also are something else. So for me, cancer was nothing but a wake up call to kind of awaken to my own inner presence within, my own inner life force, my own inner Shakti within, and which has been a deepening process. I would not say that it is complete, but it has put me on the path which is ever deepening, so I know
Wow.
where to look for solutions. For example, if I have any confusion, if I have any difficulty, I kind of tap within, and there I find the answers. So for me, the signal from the body or the signal from emotions when we are stressed, for me it is nothing but a wake up call that connect deeply within, and there you have your home waiting for you with all the answers and resolutions.
Wow, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Connecting deeply within is so very important. You
Yes.
also write a lot. I mean, your blog is immensely popular. Did that start after cancer, or was it even
Yes,
earlier?
yeah, yeah. So actually, what happened? I didn't used to write before cancer much, but after cancer, as I became more in touch with myself, I as I became more porous to receive the grace that is present all around. So, these ideas or these intuitions or insights are always available. It's not that they are not there for everyone. It's just that we become like a ball, you know, that no, no, I don't want to have it. I have enough of my issues and problems. So once I became more porous to receive the grace and insights and intuitions, that is when my blog started to happen automatically. So I didn't have, it was kind of more effortless. So whenever I began to contemplate on a topic, I would receive insights, and even now I do that. So I would receive insights maybe in sleep, in dreams, or maybe in waking state, and then
Mhm.
that is what I write. Yeah.
Wow. No, because I suspected that. I never asked you this earlier, but I suspected that because I often tell people, and this book says so too, that once you find your purpose, there is automatically a lot of stress goes out of your life. In fact, it completely goes out and you get directed. And it
Yeah.
might take an event like this, which was high stress, to either
Mhm.
flip into the PSTD kind of syndrome
Mhm.
or into helping so many people and so many lives. I think similar is the case. Uh, the case where you started this program with the mother.
Yes.
I guess that had a similar, because it's got a similar purpose of prosperity for everybody.
Yes.
And does that also bear its origins from here, from this
Yeah.
sickness?
Yeah. So what happened was, I was going through a relationship issue, and uh, it was owing to, there are, it's like we are a mass of things, thoughts, feelings, emotions are jumbled up together, and we
Hmm.
think that we are sorted. For example, for 4 years, if nothing major happens, we think that now everything is sorted in life. And in the fifth year, some, a
Plan.
major tendency from a past time will appear, and it will make you stick to maybe a person, a situation, or anything. So these things can happen anytime. These tendencies can kind of overwhelm us anytime. So as Kabir says, that real sadhu is the one who is vigilant throughout the life. He does not say that, now I have achieved nirvana and now my job is done. So one has to be on guard, because what happened with me was a tendency from maybe a past life, or I don't know, maybe childhood. It came so strongly that it made me attach to a outer situation very, very strongly, and which was not the case in the past 4 5 years that I had been living after cancer. So I've underwent a very intense phase of suffering, because
Hmm.
you want to have something externally, you want to make something happen externally, for example, to fix a situation, to fix a person, to fix a relationship. And obviously that was not happening, because life does not move according to by my wishes and demands and desires, and neither do persons. So when there was a hopelessness in the phase that I was going through, that Monica, nothing externally is going to happen which is going to make you happy. So then
Wow.
there was a very, very deep connection that I felt within, that yes, this is the way. In going inside is the way, and outside I'm not going to find any happiness. And there my suffering kind of ended. And the moment it kind of ended, in a day, I got a call from Pondicherry office of this institute called Sakar, that we want you to design a course on pain and suffering. So that was really hilarious, like a different comedy. Yeah.
My God, you seem to have got a lot of viewers very interested. Let me put up a question by Reno. She says, okay, thanks, Monica, for sharing. Very interesting to hear you. And the question is, do you never feel depressed? There's the
Yes.
question on your
Yeah. Thank you,
screen.
Renu, for this question. Very important, actually. So, I would not say that I have been clinically depressed. I don't think so. But I think all of us have suffered from depression, or of some or the other sort, in any, one phase of our life. It's not possible that we have not been through depressive and pre-depressive thoughts. So yes, I have been in kind of, I would say, dark thoughts, negative thoughts, in fear, in doubt, in anxiety. Yes. And the solution that I found for myself, for all of them, was it was nothing but divine grace, the divine presence within, or the inner presence, one can say, if not the divine presence, the inner presence that shines brightly in all of us. So when I am completely hopeless from external happenings, that, okay, my cancer is not going to get cured, people are not going to behave according to what I want, relationships are not going to go according to my own ways, what I did was I tuned within, because the ego seeks for outer pleasures until the time
Yeah.
it can seek. But when there is a hopelessness, nothing external is going to happen, then one taps within. And if one really has an aspiration to grow, I would say it also comes by grace, tapping into the grace. Then you touch a space within yourself which is peaceful, which is full of light and guidance, and which is not depressive. It's a loneliness which is full of light. So it becomes a friend. You can ask questions, you can pose questions in front of it, and it answers in its own silent ways. So for me, the rescue from depression was just that shining, bright light within.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I think in a sense you found that light as an expression of the divine energy all around, connecting with your inner power and
Yes.
just giving that light, that fuel to your inner power.
Yeah.
So there's a question, what is your blog link?
Yeah, shall I type it here?
Or you could just tell us?
It's gift of cancer. Actually, if I just tell you the gift of cancer, it would not happen. So I let me just type it in the comment window. Uh, can I do that from here?
Yeah, I guess so. So while she types that, viewers, let me tell you that we have this renewalism show on every night at the same time on the same page. Subscribe to this channel now so that you get your notifications. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, we have a very interesting guest. He is actually a monk, has been a monk till just last week, and it's a very interesting story again. But he's a Buddhist master, a great teacher, and extremely dear to the entire Sangha, myself being a Tibetan Buddhist. We're going to be talking about uh, karma, and how we sort of unmindfully spoil it for ourselves. So again, a very deep subject. And meanwhile, I
Did
don't
you get
see
the
your.
comment?
No, I didn't see it. Oh, okay, yes, I've got it on the other chat.
Yes.
Just a moment. Let me just copy this here. Meanwhile, while I copy it, Monica, since we are kind of closing in on 20 minutes, is there something that you would like to leave our viewers with
Yes,
to think
definitely.
about?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I would say it's kind of, all that struggling, all the difficulties, all the challenges in the life uh, just come for one particular reason, which is to awaken yourself to your own inner presence, the divine presence within. There is nothing in the world which does not want you to connect yourself with that divine presence within. So in that sense, the universe, which many people think is happening against us, like I am the victim of circumstances, if one looks at this, takes it with a attitude that it is trying to tell me something as a signal, then life has a very great potential to become more interesting. Because once I connect deeply with the divine presence within, only then can I know what am I born for. Before that, everything is a dress rehearsal, actually. That is, yeah.
Pretty much, since you use the word dress rehearsal, what's going on these days with the coronavirus, I believe, and Guru Pranachandra writes so. In December last year, he wrote that these kind of what he was talking about is self annihilation on account of technology. Corona could well be a technology, or on account of bioengineering and various things that we are doing by way of moral and social decay.
Mhm.
And I believe coronavirus is a dress rehearsal for this entire impending doom which we
Hmm.
are kind of bringing on ourselves.
Hmm.
And it's a dress rehearsal because the governments, people, organizations, everybody's kind of realizing that either you shape up or
Yes.
and do the right things by design, you renew by design,
Yes.
or you renew on a war footing and create a lot of stress and a lot of issues which we are currently facing, just
Yes.
to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which we are seeing, better air
Yes.
and all of that.
Definitely.
So that's interesting that you use that word dress rehearsal. I couldn't stop myself from saying that. What do you think about the importance of renewal in your context? I believe that you are a shining example of having renewed even before the book was conceived. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I think many of us do that in our own little ways, so some of us may not even be known, but they are renewing themselves, definitely, because that is our purpose, that is our, if we don't do that, then the depression is here to stay. No depression can go away if renewalism doesn't happen in our life, if renewal doesn't happen in our life. So it's very, very important that we take this opportunity, either this any difficulty that we are facing, or the situation, the global situation that is happening right now, or maybe any small signal to wake up to this, this thing called life, which is mostly still obscure from our eyes, and
Hmm.
wake up to it more fully and more consciously, wake up to ourselves, own ourselves, own our power ourselves. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said, as Minu also says. Let me throw up this comment for your reading. Well, viewers, thank you so much for your participation today. And Monica, thanks a lot for being on
Thank
this
you.
show.
Thank you,
We
Sandeep.
have actually seen your light in a sense, at least I can say that. But I think from the comments, a lot of people have. Keep that light on for guiding
Thank you.
so many other people. It's
Thank you.
really a pleasure. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
thank
Viewers, see
you.
you tomorrow then, 9 o'clock. Have a great evening. Ciao.